Hello, everybody, and welcome to another exciting episode of the Sunfall Cycle.
A cycle.
If I can get Jeff to just shake his head in shame, I've done a service. Hello, everybody. Welcome back. We in it now. We in it for, I'm going to say, the longest running roleplay show ever in all of the internet. If you are a D&D fan, we've been going since 1984.
Not huge.
This is episode 863. We're all in our late 60s now.
I started out as a little sperm in my dad's nutsack, and look how where I've gotten now.
The first episodes were difficult.
We had to black out the screen.
Yeah. It was like just a penis on the screen where it said Aya. It was weird, but now look how far you've come. So much character growth. It's amazing.
Some character growth, some character shrinkage, some character growth again.
Ew.
I get discouraged, but my go-to is I look down at Britt's cam where she's just completely tuning out and looking at something else, and she's in her safe place, and I'm like, all right.
Britt's just answering emails.
Right
my
now?
discomfort is growing.
No, I had to, like I said last week, I had to re-download the camera settings again.
Oh, yeah.
Focus. So I'm trying to make myself not be a blob, but I can be a blob and pay attention.
Here's my first rant of the day.
You get mad at me?
My first rant is when I have friends.
Wow.
I don't even know if Britt's one of them, but I have friends that say no, but then everything they say after that is in agreement with what you just said.
No, that's not true at all, except for when you're right.
Exactly.
I mean,
there's
I
people
was
that do that. Like,
disagreeing.
no, yes, I will be there. And you're like, which is it? Britt's like, I'm like, Britt's not paying attention. She's in her safe place. She's like, no, I have to set my camera settings.
Yeah, I was listening though. And
Yeah,
I
so,
wasn't in a safe place.
That's what I said.
I wasn't like, I'm dreaming.
Jasmine said she was sperm in her dad's nutsack. You gave no reaction because you were doing camera settings. That's all I said.
Listen,
So,
I was
welcome
laughing in my
to
head, all right?
The PG-13
That's funny.
Sunfall Cycle. I'm glad we're all here making this wonderful, family-friendly Dark Souls show.
Time out.
Richard's shotgun
We cannot ignore what's happening on the screen
That's
right now.
because they only have boxed water in this office.
Time out. That's water. I thought you were drinking milk. Who puts water in a box like that?
I can't drink milk. I drink almond milk.
I drank
You
milk.
can go
of the
mad
earth.
with almond milk.
Oh, y'all, Twitch has too much money. If they
I
get
didn't-
boxed
I didn't choose
water,
it. I don't
what is
like-
this?
Why
What
would
is
you make
this?
it like this? Because why do I get to drink it like this?
Bitch. Every
Well,
boxed water.
Boxed what? You're living on the high hog.
Yeah, I know. I work for Amazon, bro.
You got the boxed waters. Next thing
I
you
got
know,
lots
you
of
can have bags of milk. It'll be crazy over there.
No, for bags of milk,
Water, that's where
though.
literally
That's for
partners
real.
come in with cupped water in their hands and they just serve it to the Twitch employees. Like, here you go.
Yeah, I don't like it. Tastes like the box too. Like I don't know. This is not better. I don't think. I just didn't have time to grab my water bottle
But
upstairs.
it's better for
Fortified
Mother
with
Earth.
cardboard.
Yeah, it tastes a little cardboardy.
I don't trust anything that doesn't have plastic in the process. You know what I mean? It's like, why are we even here?
If I'm
Yeah.
not,
Where's my BPA?
I feel like in a certain society, monkeys could create cardboard, but could they create plastic? I have a tough time.
No, absolutely not. And that's
What about
why
when
you're
you-
intelligently created.
Thoughts on glass?
glass is
Glass,
just
glass is easy.
glass is
Easier
just
than
hot
plastic.
sand.
Yeah,
That's
glass-
just really hot
yeah.
sand. It's fine.
Jesse knows what he's talking about.
Yeah.
I have the mental aptitude of some sort of chimpanzee or ape, so me and my people, we're fine. We're okay. Give me banana, I'll be just fine.
We could make glass.
Yeah. Hi, welcome to the Sunfall Cycle. All right, you know what? I'm
God.
just going to hand it over to the boss and get us started on an adventure. I'm excited for this week. Let's do
Bronze looks really
it.
confused.
It's the
just
Sunfall Cycle, Bronze.
It's
It's
just
the
such a
Sunfall.
strange metric to judge something by. But if the monkeys could do it, then clearly it's primitive.
Well,
Nobody would. Primitive is such a harsh word.
yeah, I mean, like, that's
Well, you don't trust it if monkeys can do it.
because
No,
it's
it's-
not man.
Haven't
Man is
monkeys done like a
superior.
lot of like monkeys have gone to space, dude. What?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sent them there.
Yeah. But did they use plastic to do it? They did not.
Actually, they did, but man did it.
Jesse, let me have this one.
No, actually, plastic is very useful in space flight. It's probably one of the most useful things in space flight, actually. But, you know, whatever, monkeys.
Why you gotta be like this? Why?
Someone's got to correct the record. We can't let these lies fly. Too many lies.
That's true.
Mm-hmm.
You guys want Planet of the Apes to happen? This is how Planet of the Apes happens, okay?
I'm fine with it. I, for one, welcome our monkey overlords. In an ape world, I would be an attractive male.
So, the Sunfall Cycle, what happened last time? Please, someone fill us in before we continue down this line of discussion.
Solar demons. House is burning down. Sick people were in there. We got him out. I was a bear. We killed a guy or two. Another guy got away. We couldn't get him. That's all I remember. Somebody else go.
What were the guys that you guys killed, and why?
We killed the guys with the sticks that made the solar flares come down from the sky.
Just general.
Yeah.
Wait, what? Time out. What the hell did you just say?
She's speaking the truth, in fact.
Yeah,
That is what happened.
We
I
killed
feel like
the
I
guys
get
with
criticized
the
a lot for my summaries, and I'm not wrong.
We killed the guy
So,
with the sticks. That made
You were
so-
talking to Castor and Pollux,
Mhm.
Yes.
and then the Grey
Oh!
Dwarf Iramon showed up to say, you know, they have to see to understand, and then she projected a vision of the past. And it was like quantum leap rules.
Right.
You were like in other people's bodies, but controlling yourselves in the past, seeing what happened. And what happened was you were in this sick house somewhere in the city. It was actually sort of just behind the cathedral to Coronet. And you were sent to go get like rags, which had been boiled for like, you know, binding new wounds, things like that. And on your way back, you saw a group of bad actors like casting some sort of spell around the sick house, and they summoned down solar demons from the sky, which were solar flares, which set the building on fire. Sarek ran in and tried to rescue a whole bunch of people from inside the building while the other
Didn't try.
killed.
I did rescue those
You
people.
guys, you friends
Did.
solar demons?
rescue people.
Oh,
What's
yes,
that?
the friend solar demons that destroyed this town.
No,
Oh,
they
yeah.
weren't our
Oh,
friends.
Oh, yeah.
They weren't nice ones. I checked.
So we
Yes.
could have used them to make our weapons cooler.
No, they were not nice. However, there a thing that did come up that I think is important is that when we got the cloth in order to make the bandages, we had to go to the blacksmith, the same blacksmith that we have to go to in our time period. And in that
Yeah.
place was like a pit with a demon, I think. And
Yeah,
Yeah,
there
like a demon of fire from the depths of the earth.
So that's
Not a
probably
sun
gonna-
demon, a demon.
that's probably going to play a role, I would imagine, in about an hour. So,
No.
No, that was just flavor.
mhm.
Yeah.
You know what I keep thinking? Jesse is ginger.
Yeah.
I've heard Strands call gingers rangas. Kind of seems linked to orangutan.
Yep.
Jesse said he's a monkey. You can't convince me he's not King Louis now.
It's true.
That's it. That's all I keep thinking. Sorry.
The-
But
gotta
last
walk
week's
like
episode was great.
yeah.
Gotta talk like me.
I was literally about to start singing that. If I wasn't laughing, that was going to come out of my mouth immediately.
Yeah, so you got to see a little bit of like what had been happening. And so like all of that was taking place during the war, which just ended like 4 months back or something like that, right? So whatever you saw was happening in the recent past, but definitely in the past. And so I think at the
But there's
end,
plague.
yeah. They're like the people
Yeah.
in the house were suffering from plague and from sickness, and like there was an issue where like medical supplies had been cut off and like stashed away inside the castle. Like King Astafon probably had a good supply, but he wasn't sharing. The dust of the earth was like launching flaming fireballs from their trebuchets to assault the walls, but. Yeah. So at the end of the episode last time, there was like a much larger solar demon that fell from the sky and smashed through the top stories of the house, the sick house. And then like your vision faded to black, and then you heard the Grey Dwarf Iramon's voice in your ears. You have to see. And then, the scene changed.
Can I ask you a question?
Yes.
Have we been close enough to the area where this all occurred ever?
Yes. Yeah, absolutely. So you've been in the temple to Coronet.
Sure, but we haven't been like around the corner where all this happened, though, right?
Correct. So the armory is across the bridge behind the temple to Coronet. So that's like directly connected to the temple. And then you walked along this canal to reach the sick house, like in these row homes that were sort of, in this section of the town of Servitude. So like, back behind the temple to Coronet, hang a left, go along the way, and then you'll get to the sick house itself. That's like where you've been.
Boy, you know what? Where's that guy who started making the map? Hey, map maker guy, I will literally give you money to get us a full map so I can just remember where stuff's at. Because I
think actually, if we go over here to this terribly drawn city map.
Oh, it is terrible. Hold on, let me put it on the screen.
Freehand. So we've got like here or so is the temple. Bing. I'm a temple. And then there's like a bridge. And there's like a stream like this. Yeah. It probably goes out of the walls somewhere. There's probably some giant waterfall or whatever. It's really rad. And then you sort of like walked along this way. And then here was like sick house area. Look at this isometric drawing that I'm doing for you. It's great. There you go.
Great. It's good to know.
Yeah.
And question, on that map, where is the area with all the X is the
the X is the camp
we're at right now. Okay.
Yep. The X is the barricade
And
camp.
could you, just for my own clarity, tell us?
It looks like a penis.
I mean, yeah, always. Towers are always just dongs.
Is this your first time in Steven's world, or?
It's actually just an excuse for me to, get out all my youthful indiscretions.
When we've gone through this before, the path we took to get to the house/cult layer was what exactly? Can you mark that on?
Yeah, so like, this is not meant to be a direct map, more of a representative.
Obviously. Right.
But if we wanted to make it a little clearer, then here's the holy approach where all the words were written down the center of the road, right?
Got you.
And then there's like the marketplace of the sun down here. And there was like a gate somewhere over here that you haven't been able to get through. And then there was a road this way that led in the direction of the temple, but you haven't gone down that road yet. You don't know what's there.
And we decided to go...
And there was a house here, the patrician's house, which you followed a secret passageway down into the sanctum of Dahaka.
Gotcha. It all checks out. Yeah.
Underground, sort of like down here or whatever.
Sure.
What the hell? How can I draw this thing? It's like a big serpent dude.
I think that's good enough because we the thing that we figured out here is that it is on the right side as you go in. I'm just trying for the old noggin, just trying to remember where stuff's at so we can make our way around without having to like, I don't know, stumble upon an entire alleyway filled with sun demons. Because what happens to some sun demons when they fall from the sky and then?
Would I do that to you? Really? Would I?
Yes.
But I mean, time has passed. They probably would move and go someplace else. I'm sure they have sun demon things to do.
I don't know. What do sun demons do?
Very important.
What Tim does?
Burning, destruction.
They find warmth.
Yeah.
And burn things.
Yep, they find warmth. So, I just want to confirm some small confusion that I saw coming from the three of you who were here last time, where you were in the past and you weren't entirely sure what you had to do, and so sort of whatever you end up doing in the situation that you find yourselves in is gonna work. There's not particularly a wrong choice, but it's I try to place hooks that are interesting to guarantee that interesting stuff happens if you take them, but if you don't, I can also guarantee other interesting things will happen. And also what you're seeing is actually what happened, and therefore you can make expectations of the present and future based on like your memory vision of the past.
Sure.
And I think that like the vision of the past is going to last like one more session, like this session, and then we'll be done back into the future. So yeah, it's kind of an interesting situation because instead of just like expounding to you with philosophy about what has happened, I'm instead allowing you all to see it directly and maybe contribute to the way that it plays out. But however it plays out is going to be great. And also like there was some like, oh, you know, we're seeing this and we're understanding that bad things are happening or like being done to the dust of the earth, but we're seeing it from the perspective of the dust of the earth. And that's a good instinct. I want to like speak to you, DM, as to players, that you are keying into the things that I find interesting about this setting. So if you feel like you are missing clear good and evil sides, that is on purpose.
Yeah, no, we picked up on that.
Cool.
Also, what is real, dog?
What
is
in
real?
I also
Does he
feel
affect
like
the future?
I also feel like you saying there are no wrong choices is to lull us into a false sense of security so you can punish us for our wrong choices.
That's very Steven.
Yeah, that confirmed it. And we're
Yeah, no, oh boy, okay.
Don't comment.
Bronze, we gotta be vigilant. We have to keep
we
our
gotta
eyes
be vigilant. No,
open.
not one wrong move.
Philosophically, I try not to punish people for the choices that they make, but I try to make whatever choices they make be interesting, which usually means causing their choices to cause challenges in the future. So, you know, it's not that there's a right choice you could make that would make me not give you challenges.
You're a monster.
It's that I would punish every choice you make. Guys, this is total. I don't understand why you have this view of me. Okay. So, yes, the voice of Iramon the Grey echoes in your ears. See, and your vision clouds. And as you sit there in the darkness, sort of like feeling each other's presence next to yourselves, slowly you start hearing like muffled conversation, as if you're listening through like if you're wrapped in like a blanket and you're in a closet and there's like you know, a room 2 doors down that people are
and
talking.
Mom and Dad are fighting, and it's so loud.
Yeah,
you
like
put the blanket over your head and you just want to go away.
There's a little bit of an element of like, this is a tense conversation. You know, you hear one voice saying, wah, 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 wah. Then you hear someone else say, wah, 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 wah. And like, it's obvious that there's a meaningful conversation that's happening. And slowly your vision sort of rises and your senses return to the world that you're in. And you're in a small chamber. And there's oak paneling surrounding you on all sides. You're in sort of a 360-degree round table format. Seated not around a table, but instead around an empty space, almost like if y'all were like a 360-degree format jury. And I think the 4 of you are, I think there's like 12 people in here, and the 4 of you are 4 of them. So there's 8 others around the table. And you recognize one of them. Seated across from you is Rael, with her hair done up in a very simple manner, you know, simple black hair just tied up. And she's like, her lips are quite tight. She looks a little bit stressed at the conversation. And yeah, I think the conversation continues as you step into this scene, as you become aware of what's going on around you. The people in the room are discussing whether or not to launch a preemptive strike against the Knights of Astafon and the King. And it becomes clear to you that you have moved backwards into further in the past, prior to the war. And you're now seeing the discussions about how to handle the blockade that has gone on for too long, right? Rael is saying, we have to talk to them. We have to make them see. It's clear they don't understand the consequences of their closed door policy and the consequences that it's having for the people that make this city work. And there's a woman sitting next to Rael, and you've never seen her before, but let's see, she's wearing like a fitted red, like high-necked gown that's quite simple with like gold trim around like the fairly loose sleeves, but like it's fairly tight to her body, and then like I think it's like split at the side, and she's wearing like leggings underneath it, and then there's like a short tabard length sort of in front and presumably behind. She has like shocked white hair tied up in a bun. And she responds to Rael and she says, the time for talk is over. We have to strike. And an attack now can make them bleed. She turns to someone else across the room, a man who she addresses as Zamaranum. She says, Zamaranum, are not you in concurrence with this? Do you not see the need to make an attack? And Jesse, you notice Sarek, and by Sarek, I suppose I mean Karek, right?
Right.
You notice that Zamaranum is holding a staff that you recognize. He's holding the patrician scepter.
So this dude is the patrician then?
That's what this seems to indicate. He's dressed quite well, not in the same clothes that you found in the patrician's wardrobe, but sort of in a similar upper class style. Everybody else here is dressed like simply in like simple cloths like linen and wool, but obviously like they've put on the best of what they have in order to try to like make an attractive appearance here.
Dude.
Zamaranum sort of like crosses his arms and says, this is not the first time the king has gone silent. Why worry? And people begin going around the room, sort of in order, in like seat order, moving from Zamaranum. A woman next to him with milk white eyes says, she addresses Rael and says, talk. Why would we speak to those who abandoned us? Why? It is clear they are not interested in discussion. And then the woman sitting right next to Ankara, who has a massive, thick black fishtail braid that is like, it's like as thick as her torso, right? It's like curling down from behind her head and like curled around to her lap. She says, violence at this stage seems premature. But who can say? Perhaps it is the right course. Tomorrow seems like an opportune moment to strike. And then she turns to you, Ankara, as the next person in line.
Wait, so time out. We're in this council meeting?
Yes.
I thought we were just watching it. We're there at it?
You four are four of the members seated at this 12-person table.
And we're still the same people that we were before? Like, if I look at my body, I'm the same person?
Give me a perception check.
Oh, you son of a...
Also, Steven, do I recognize the patrician from when I pecked his little fingers off in the well?
No.
Okay.
But give me a perception check.
Okay.
What? Mystery abounds.
So interesting. The way this works with time travel and who we are and who we aren't.
Yeah, so Jesse, you like look down at yourself and like there's this weird double vision where you see Sarek and then you also see like someone else. You can tell you're not the same person that you.
So I'm not Karek, I'm Barek.
Yeah, you're Tarek, perhaps.
Of course, Tarek. Of course.
Yeah, you've jumped into the body of someone else. Yeah. And Kara, you look around the room and you can see a man to the left of Sarek, who's like the fourth of you four in line. A man, like two people left of Sarek, is the patrician who's whose body you saw in the well.
But I don't know anything else about him.
No. I think as conversation proceeds, you learn his name. You learn that his name is Cora.
Cora?
Yeah, Cora.
Okay. Corad, the well guy.
We don't know that he was the patrician. He just had the scepter.
Yeah, that's what I was trying to figure out.
Zamaranum has the patrician's scepter. Cora is wearing the exact same gown that now Sarek is wearing. Like in real time.
Nice.
Sarek's in a lady body?
No.
What?
But like Sarek looted the patrician's ground.
It can be a dressing gown for a man.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, so I think the room goes silent, and I think Rael addresses you, Ankara, and she says, Ankara, but when she says your name, you can tell she's saying a different name, but you can't quite hear it, but it sounds like Ankara to you. She says, Ankara, what do you think? Has the time come to strike, or should we attempt to speak with the speaker of Astafon?
Do we know who they think we are? Like, do we know what our, like, assumed role here is? Like, we're just council members? Like, who do they think?
I don't think we know who we are yet.
We just, like, don't know any of that. Okay.
We quantum leaped into this body, and we're just like, it's the beginning of the episode. We have to look in the mirror, figure out who we are, and then a guy maybe eventually will be like, all right, here's the deal. It's 1964.
Yeah. Okay, well, I'm just going to say, assuming that last time we went ahead with the attack tomorrow, I think maybe we should just wait and talk about it a little more.
I mean, you think that, but you don't say anything, right?
No, I said that.
Are you saying that?
They asked me what I think. That's what I say.
So you said last time we went ahead with the attack tomorrow?
I'm saying it seems like when this happened last time, the attack happened tomorrow. So, because we're in the flashback, right?
You're in a further past flashback.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Does that make sense? Anyway, I think we should just wait and talk before we decide to attack.
Yeah. Like, are you trying to like make a convincing argument, or are you just sort of tossing this out to help like the conversation move around so you can learn more information?
Yeah, I'm kind of hesitant to like say a lot of things because I'm not super aware of what's happening. So I don't want to accidentally upset someone or say something wrong. So I think I'm just going to kind of say, like, I think we should just keep discussing this here right now before we make a decision.
Yeah, give me a persuade roll. Okay. We'll just see like how smooth you are at passing the buck. Oh yeah, like you say something like to the effect of what you said, like, yeah, last time this happened, they attacked us tomorrow, so I think we should keep talking about it. And like everybody just goes kind of quiet and weird.
And I'll be like, so what? Well, I mean, you should ask what Armoros. What do you think, Armoros?
You say that, and you look over at Armoros, and he's like looking at his hands, looking around, and he like says it almost like disembodied, like, and he like jolts for his waist and doesn't see his sword there or anything. He's like, this is do not want any of this at all. I'll sit quietly and pretend. He says that.
I think the woman with the white hair and the red like gold brocade dress, she says, exactly, Armoros. And again, like when she says your name, it's not really your name. She says, exactly, Armoros. None of us like any of this at all. It has been 4 weeks since we heard anything from inside the castle. She turns to another one of the members at the table, and she says, she says, I need name generator. Why did I not have this up?
If you need names, just ask. I got plenty of names.
Sarah.
Sharon.
She says Karen.
Morgoth.
Morgoth.
Morgoth
She says,
the unkempt.
Karen, what of the word from your practice? And Karen says, today makes the 4th case of the racking cough I've heard of this week. It's the start of something dark, I say. we may not have enough time and our stores are dwindling. And the woman who's Karen responds to this woman and says, addresses her by name, saying, "Nobly bless, today makes the fourth case of the racking cough I've heard of this week. It's the start of something dark, I say, if it please you." And then, bless, this woman with the white hair sort of nods and like gestures to the group and says, "Time runs short." I think conversation subsides at that point, and then they look over to Aya, who's the next person in line. What think you, Aya?
I leap out of my chair into the middle of the circle.
Yeah.
And looking around at everyone, straightening out my robes, very much like, well, let us look at the facts. How efficient or how effective has talk been with these animals in the past? And then I kind of like ask the question to gauge the reaction.
Right, yes. So you're being a little inflammatory, but also like curious.
Yeah.
Great. Give me a persuade roll.
Sure.
Yeah. There's like a little murmuring of assent. Like I think one of them, Ayuli, the woman with milk white blind eyes, who's sitting immediately next to Ankara, says, "Yes, as I said, they haven't been receptive to any of our missives." And then Rael speaks up and says, "But tomorrow is the day the speaker comes to the center of town. He wouldn't be coming if it weren't to hear our grievances."
He's coming. Well, actually, let's think about this for a moment. Do you think he might be coming because he knows that violence might be on the horizon? Maybe he's simply buying them time and trying to quell our anger for now in the hopes that we will remain subservient. And in the meantime, plague and illness and God knows what will completely ravage our numbers. It could be that he will simply come and buy us time. You don't know that, really, right?
Yeah. I think, Nana with the long fishtail braid nods vigorously. Yeah, yes, he might be coming to quell the violence that he has heard of. And I think Ibless sort of stands up and raises her hands and says, "Friends, companions, trust that our conversations here have always and ever been silent and kept well contained. My devotees are the most skilled. You all know their effectiveness in the past." And sort of everybody around the room nods. Yes. Someone says, "The patient's hearts, they have been effective." Yeah. Conversation continues. I think you're making some salient points here.
Mm-hmm. And that seeing that I have some support, that emboldens me. And I stand up a little bit straighter and I'm like, you make their swords, you sow their fields, you make their bread, and what have they given you in return? Nothing.
Yeah, this is good. Are there others of you jumping in or supporting this?
Do we recognize each other?
Yes.
You see each other.
We definitely do now. Yeah.
Okay.
Sarek does not get involved as per usual because anything we do can affect the future, and he is still tripping balls about time travel. It's still like that. I'm not touching nothing. I'm not doing nothing. This is trouble.
But I've seen the future, and I know that they're willing to burn down a hospital. I don't say that out loud, but that's my internal monologue.
Right, but anything we do here, if we are the ones that set it all into motion, yeah, I'm like,
why aren't we?
I meet eyes with Sarek, and it's like maniacal.
Yeah, but here's the thing:
you're nothing to them. You're cattle.
If
so
this is what's supposed to happen,
the tables.
Yeah, if this is what's supposed to happen, if the fighting happens anyway. Are we
grind their bones to meal and make bread of it? For tonight we shall feast in hell.
I think Rael stands up and says, "Thank you, Ara. I think we should let Sarek have a chat now. Sarek, what do you think?" we should do in response to this situation?
Yes,
Are we
What do you think
the
we should
kind of people who will resort to violence against not just our king, let me remind you, against our friends, against our families? She points back to the blind woman and says, Yuli, have you not a son who has entered the Astafon Guard? Zamaranum, you have been faithfully serving the king as patrician of the town of Servitude for many years. Are you so interested in throwing away those ties? Who's like the most insightful of you four?
Oh Lord, I have a 4.
5.
Whoa.
Yeah, I think Ankara and Sarek, go ahead and roll insight.
Ugh.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I think like Zamaranum sort of looks a little bit detached, right? Like he looks a little bit checked out, even when Rael calls to him directly and is like, don't you want to maintain these contacts? And Zamaranum's kind of like, you know, the king he deserves to run his kingdom the way that he sees fit. I think that we should simply wait and see what happens. We don't even know why the speaker is visiting tomorrow, but you see Nana sitting next to him, sort of like looking side to side and like sort of like she's like tugging her braid, you know, Nynaeve style from Wheel of Time. She's clearly a little bit nervous about this like question of like, are we really the ones to incite violence? And she seems pretty strongly on the side of like, no, we don't want to do that.
With my insight, can I determine who at this table is for the actual like fighting and who is like, hey, let's hold on, like numbers wise?
I think Ibless, Noble Ibless with the white hair, is very clearly leading the charge in favor of war. And Rael is leading the charge in favor of conversation, like peaceful address of the issues facing the town. Nana and Zamaranum are clearly on the side of peace and maintaining sort of the status quo. Ayuli is irritated that these people haven't been open to any conversation prior to now, is clearly tipping in the direction of violence. However, the room is fairly evenly split at the moment. I think probably you've seen 1 or 2 more people starting to nod along with Aya's exhortations of fire and brimstone.
Sure.
Yeah. So I think right now it's probably like 7 to 5 in favor of violence.
Just for my own sake, the name of the patrician and the name of the dude in the purple outfit, what are their names?
Zamaranum has the patrician scepter.
Gotcha.
And Cora is wearing the purple outfit that you stole from the patrician's house.
Okay. Interesting. All right, I have some idea. Are they still looking to me for an answer?
Yeah.
Or Sark, in the most diplomatic way he knows how, looks around the room and convinced that everything he says and does will change and will definitely cause trouble with the future, or is already gonna happen because of what they do, is so afraid of messing with fate that he just goes, I think we should take a vote.
Before we do that, I have to say it, but like, why aren't we just telling them that we know what the future is, and then making the decision based on all of the information we have from the future?
You're saying that aloud?
Yeah.
Sarek looks at you and is like, a witch!
Wouldn't that be helpful?
A witch!
No,
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 no!
We all came from the future. so we know what happens.
Rael and Ibless
I
just
don't
sort of
know. I don't know what she's talking about.
I think both of them mouth. And then, and like, I think Ibless sort of like stands up and says, now, hold your horses, Sarek. It is true that visions may come in the time of need to those who are faithful.
Oh, no,
I think
she's
we
a
should
witch.
listen to what Ankara has to say.
No, I don't think we should listen to this at all. Because if she was from the future, anything she does could affect the past and thus the future.
Don't we want to affect the future so that it's better?
But will it be? Wink.
Yeah, I think Rael sort of like nods and like looks from Sarek to Ankara and says, we do want to affect the future to be better. Ankara, do you have something to share with the council?
Well, it just seems like maybe attacking them leads to a lot of bad things. And some people end up in wells, and some people end up also dead in other places, and things get burnt down.
I think Ankara says, end up in wells. That's ridiculous. Who would end up in a well? And then Zamaranum says, dead by other means? This doesn't make any sense.
Do you guys know about the black eyes? Has that
Rael says, the black eyes?
That's a big problem.
In the future.
Yeah, people end up with these black eyes and then they don't really die.
You know, sounds like the plague to me. The plague is one of the first symptoms is insanity, I hear.
Yeah, Karen nods and says, yes, it does sound like the plague. The black eyes. Yes, I can see that being, people die and then their eyes rot first, turning into black orbs in their sockets. That's what you mean, right, Ankara? Yes.
Well,
we have a problem.
They aren't really dead, they're alive.
There's like rustles going around the room. You mean to undead attack us? What is going on?
Guys, help me out here. We all saw it.
No, I have no idea what she's talking about.
She's been running a fever.
Yes.
Yeah, I think that Karen stands up and says, "You've brought plague into this room, a fever?"
No, not plague, just a fever, normal fever.
Oh, it could be the plague. We need to quarantine. Put her away.
Kind of.
I look at Corey. I'm like, you're the guy who ends up in the well. So I don't know. Don't listen. If you don't want to. I'm just trying to help everyone.
Kind of staring off. Armoros just mumbles to himself, like, if you kill her, she'll just end up on the moon.
That's nice.
People are like
credibility, guys.
Yeah, I think Rael and Ibless. Rael and Ibless just sort of like look at each other and like nod to each other, and then they say, well, it's been a number of interesting points raised around the council. Shall we put it to a vote?
Yes, please.
Sarek, you can tell that at the moment, the balance of favor is leaning in the direction of, like, I think of the 8 other people, I think like 5 of them are in favor of the violent approach and 3 of them are in favor of the peaceful approach.
Great.
Yeah, and so she nods and says, are there any final words that anybody would like to raise before we take a vote? We will go around the room once. I think, many people pass and some people talk about, securing a better future for our children. And some people say, this problem won't go away. We have to talk to the king to ensure that we come to a solution that works for everyone. And some people say the time for talk is gone. Do any of you 4 want to make any final statements?
I feel like I've put my full effort into this. No one's listening to me.
Would you like to make a persuade check, Ankara?
Sure.
Oh.
Yeah, let's see how convincing your visions of the future were.
Not at all. No one believes me. Fine.
Yeah.
Crazy talk.
Just trying to help, but that's okay. That guy's you're all gonna die.
Everybody here dead. Aya, did you have anything?
Well, sometimes you have to fight fire with fire.
Why are you saying it so weird?
I think Ibless is like, yeah, why are you saying it so weird? I mean, I agree.
I said my piece, but really what it comes down to is the best defense sometimes is a good offense. And when you really think about it, violence is a message. It really is. When you really stop and think of it, that's almost like talking to them. A show of force, a show of, hey, mister, we mean business, might only grease the wheels on any future diplomacy. I'm not saying let's murder them down to every last man, woman, and child, as amusing as that would be. I'm merely saying they might be more talkative and a little bit more lenient.
If we killed a few of them, yes, Ibless says. I think as you're speaking, Aya, like you notice all the torches on the walls, like lighting the room, sort of like spark and flare and then dim down to like shadow the area as you're speaking. Would you like to make an Arcana check?
Ooh. Yes,
Shit.
Oh, yeah. Someone on the left-hand side of the room, so not Zamaranum or Ayuli or Nana, not Cora, like he's not doing anything, but someone near him, maybe Karen, actually, is casting Prestidigitation. Support your efforts and sort of add a dramatic atmosphere.
She's trying to help me
Behind your speech. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So it's time for the vote. I think by now there's eight others in this room, and I think 6 of them are going in the violent direction and 2 of them are going in the peaceful direction. So Rael calls and says, very well, let's put this to a vote before the council. Those in favor of conversation and raising our grievances through legitimate means, raise your hands.
Sarek raises his hand, for sure.
Okay, nice. Yeah, Sarek and Inkara both vote for conversation. Yeah, I think that makes 4 in favor of conversation. And then Rael says, and those of us, and then Ibless steps in, and those of us in favor of making a statement that the king can't ignore, raise your hands. Yeah. And Armoros, are you abstaining from voting?
Do they ask me this?
Like, if you're not raising your hand, then I think they just sort of like into it. It's a normal thing for people to be allowed to do in these proceedings.
Just staring forward.
Yeah, cool. Yep. They say, well, that settles it. And then I think Ibless says, thank you, council members. I believe that our conversation today is adjourned. But, and she points to you 4. She says, please, would the 4 of you stay behind? I would like to discuss with you the plans for how we might make our assault.
Oh, sure.
My party's mad at me now.
No, I'm not mad.
Only 2 of them.
Yeah, I just voted against it because I'm trying to be the counter. I'm always, no matter what, thinking of the timelines. I can't screw this up. Oh, yeah, Sarek's in his own head. I'm going to game it on game on game.
Shit.
Mm.
Yeah, awesome. So, yeah, people start filtering out. And Ibless stands and then walks forwards, like opening a little door in the like banister railing that's separating the seats from the center of the room. She walks forwards and she beckons the 4 of you over. He says, well, council members, seems we have plans to attend to. The speaker for Asafon will be present tomorrow in the center of the Avenue of the Immortals at the fountain. Shall we discuss strategy?
What? Yes.
Yeah, let's see. Wait, what? Yep, we gotta go all the way over. Okay, cool.
What the what?
Pigs, not bears.
Whoa. Okay.
The
I
pig's
love
not.
that so
The
much.
pig's not bears. Is pigs.
Pigs, not bears. Yeah, I mean, I had to make it clear.
Bears.
Right?
They're little pigs.
Yeah, fantastic.
I like all the colors on this.
Yeah, it's so colorful.
It's nice.
Yeah, so this is a artist's rendering. I think she pulls out like a map and she says, I had one of our map makers draw this of the area of the Avenue of the Immortals. So she sort of like spreads it out in the center of the floor. She says, the speaker will address the congregation here from in front of this. Oh, what is going on? Things are weird. Why, please, why? What? It's like my mouse exists in a different location than my drawings exist in. It's very confusing. Hold, please. Reloading. It says here where the fountain is where the speaker will address the congregation. We don't know the subject of his address, but he has invited members of the town of Servitude to come hear his important words. And you can see like the exasperation on her face as she's saying this, right? He says, yes, there will be a podium built here in front of the empty pedestal, which is this like woman with the halberd. He says, it's likely that he will have a number of Knights of Astafon to guard him. I would anticipate a group here to guard one entrance to the square and a group here to guard a second entrance to the square. It's likely there will be a third group, but I can't be certain where he would place them. It seems like this tower here is an advantageous location to look down on the ceremonies below. Please, comrades, I know that we don't always agree in our approaches, but I value your insights more than most. Yes, and she nods to Sarek, she nods to Ankara, even when I disagree with you. Please, if we have agreed to resort to violence, let us make certain that the lives of our soldiers are not wasted. Let us maximize our chances for success. Please, advise me. How do you think we should approach this situation?
I think.
Who's next to me?
I think it is Aya and Sarek who are next to you, Armros.
Says we're getting a mission.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I'll be quiet.
Okay. I have an idea.
Yes.
Let's say we create some sort of diversion, maybe even involving the pigs. Maybe have Aya or Ankara create some sort of optical illusion to temporarily block us from view down here. Take out these guards swiftly and quietly. Let me tell you, Armros here can definitely knock some heads. Take their outfits, dress up as though the original knights are fine, and then we go undercover into the kingdom and have words with the king himself.
She's sort of taken aback. She says, I think that might be a little beyond the scope of the agreement the council has just reached. But
is it though? Is it though? It's like the perfect melding of violence and diplomacy.
If you meant by have words with, assassinate, perhaps there is a benefit to those who take bold action.
I'm just saying killing a handful of soldiers ultimately wouldn't accomplish much. But sacrificing a few of those soldiers, using their armor to then take out more higher priority targets, well, we could end this war with one fell swoop. Am I right, Ankara? Sarek?
Maybe.
Yeah, awesome. Okay.
These poor guys are just trying to earn a paycheck. We got to go after the policymakers.
She nods. She says, so I think her response is, you're making some interesting and aggressive points, Aya. I'm surprised that I haven't seen this side of you before. I appreciate what you're saying.
War brings out the best in all of us, you know.
There is a high priority target in front of us, which is the speaker for the king.
Fuck the speaker. We got to get the king himself. He's just the king's mouthpiece.
She nods and says, what better way to level the playing field than by truly leveling the playing field? You're so right, Aya. Would you roll up a persuasion check for me?
Oh, God. No pressure. Can I do performance instead?
No.
Okay.
Performance would have worked in front of like the large crowd. Yeah. I think she's like emboldened by this. She says, yes, I see what you're trying to attempt. And you say that you four want to be the ones to try to go make your way to Astafon and assassinate him.
Cirque is just glaring at Aya the entire time, just like, I can't believe you're doing this right now.
I'm just like trying to figure out, like, I'm like, I have no way to hide all of us from anything. So.
Can I know that I can talk to people's heads. Can I just like talk in my head while glaring at Aya and maybe she'll pick it up? Because I got issues. But I don't want to say it out loud.
You could probably be like, I think we should talk.
Oh, yes.
Okay.
I definitely do that.
Yeah,
okay.
I definitely do that.
I mentally link with him and I'm like, what? This is our chance to meet the king. Get a word from the big guy himself right out of his mouth.
This could also be what starts the whole thing. All of this could be because we killed the king. That's why no one's seen the king, because we're the idiots who killed him.
But that means we're supposed to do it.
No, but this could be our chance to change that. Unless by not killing the king, this is difficult. Why are we here? This is
Exactly.
insane.
If we don't do what we're supposed to do, that might throw the
But
whole
what are we supposed to do?
Flux.
Not get involved is what we're supposed to do. What else
We have to go talk to him.
No,
I
we
just
shouldn't go
told
talk to
her
anyone.
that I'm going to assassinate him.
No, we shouldn't talk to
Oh.
anyone. This is ridiculous.
You know what we could do? We could get rid of him or tie him up, put you on the throne as the new king.
But
and
it wouldn't be me.
prevent
It'd be
this
the person I am
war.
right now. And then there'd be a new king and it'd be this asshole. No.
Or
This
maybe
is a terrible
not.
idea.
We don't know. What if we go back to the future and then you're the king and then we have the Knights of Astafon at our beck and call? We could set this whole mess right.
Is this in their head?
Yes.
Yeah, this is
We're just standing there looking at each other.
So Armoros just says out loud, he's like, I'm very uncomfortable with silence.
Ibless is sort of nodding and she says, yes. My patient hearts and I can create a diversion in the town square. We can attack the speaker for Astafon and distract the knights. Then you four can come around the corner. She sort of gestures over here. We can hide you back in this area. You can come around the corner from over here and attack the knights from behind when they're distracted with the riot that my patient hearts and I have incited.
Can I ask you a question?
Yes, of course, Armros.
I've been thinking about this for a while. If I die, I end up on the moon, but this person's body that I'm inside of. If they die as I am now, do they also end up on the moon, or do they just die?
That's the real question.
It's a lot of responsibility that I cannot work through, and I'm very thirsty.
she
Felt like I've
walks
asked you
over
times
to like
water anywhere here.
she walks over to like a tray with like a jug that has like crystal dewdrops dripping down the side of it. It looks very cold. She pours a glass of wine, walks over and says, Armoros, I'm not familiar with the core tenets of your particular sect of Coronet, but I believe in your right to believe whatever happens to you in the afterlife. We all will go to meet our gods when the time comes.
She hands him the water, right?
Yeah, it's wine, but yes.
Oh, it's wine. Okay. He gulps it down, and he looks completely exasperated by what she said. Like, it's straight up. If you gift search on Twitter, eye roll, and you get the rock one, it's just like he's like it was a completely. I understand you're trying to help. And he just kind of like walks away.
As he's walking around, I'm like, they aren't gonna listen to you.
He just like, you just see the back, and he like throws up his hands, just like, I can't.
Yeah, I think Ibles turns to you and Kara and says, I didn't realize Armoros was so religious. Yeah.
He worships Saloon. Do you know a Saloon?
Saloon. I think I heard
Buxom Moon
scholar.
Goddess.
A scholar from the King's Library spoke of an ancient goddess of the stars.
Sark in his head, he turns to Aya and just looks at her and he's like, oh, we're going to see the king. We're getting answers.
Awesome. Yeah.
Is it?
We gotta go get the library.
And we have your
We
support.
have to kill people right now?
Oh, we
Well,
killed
maybe we
everyone.
don't. We could just knock them out. I'm willing to.
Well, what if I just like turned into a flea or something and like jumped on him and went back to where the king was and tried to get some intel before we make a lot of really, really big decisions about murdering people?
What if
Ibles says, yes, myself and the patient hearts will murder the false speaker for the false king, and in the distraction, you four can slip into the guise of the guards and make your way to the king's throne room at the top of the palace and assassinate
no.
and
That's-
end this
okay,
war
listen.
before it even starts.
I admire your passion, but you're being kind of, well, maybe not politically correct to say this, stupid. Because it's very important for them to not expect us, okay? To not suspect us at all. And if you murder the speaker, they're going to suspect us. They're going to be on high alert. We need them to think this address went fine, everybody's fine, and we're the normal guards. We don't want them taking a second look at us because we want an audience with the king. That's the goal here.
Oh,
Don't get off track.
Right. What you should do instead is like boo and maybe a tomato or two and be like,
some
oh, get
rotten
out of here.
eggs.
Yeah, so there's a commotion. We take the guards, and then like no one dies. We don't kill people. We're not like that.
Mhm.
But then we kill the king.
Yeah, give me a persuade roll, Sarek, with disadvantage. Like
What?
Ibles, from the very beginning of this evening, from the first moment you saw her, she was ready to fuck shit up.
Well, we going to fuck. Shit, we get fucked. We'll fuck, but like just the king. Don't worry.
We're
Persuade.
only gonna fuck the king, guys.
Yes,
Come
persuade.
on.
Well, it's an 11. Shit.
11. Yeah, she nods. She says, "Yes, you're so right. We don't want to cause any trouble or concern, but you four, you'll take down the guards on the left in silence as we cause a minor commotion, throwing tomatoes, that sort of thing, and then you'll slip into the guise of the guards. Yes?
Yes. We'll become the
Yes.
gods, and then we'll like come out and be like, "Hey, you guys, stop being ruffians,"
Mhm.
and then you'll stop being ruffians, and then the speaker will be like, "Hey, good job, yous," and then we'll go and like escort the speaker back, get inside the palace, and then kill that son of a bitch.
Yes.
So-
Yes. This is a perfect plan. I
Armo's
appreciate
had like 3 wines down. He comes over and says, how many people can you have inside of you? Why does it have to just be one?
Sarek puts his hand on Armrose's back and he's like, "My dear friend, I have stories to tell you."
Ibles sort of nods and says, he really does. But perhaps we should focus on the task at hand.
Do we feel like maybe the speaker's gonna recognize that we're not the real knights?
Ibles responds to you and she says, The speaker is so far up his own ass that he wouldn't recognize his own manservant who had been serving him for 15 years. Trust me, he and I go back a long way.
Oh, who's his manservant?
It was a figure of speech, Sarek.
Oh, I just want to see if I knew him.
Okay, then it's perfect. We have a plan.
Okay.
Yeah, awesome.
Could be a number of people and everybody.
There could be. You never know.
Who even
Don't know
knows who we are? I contain multitudes.
Where are we hiding the guards' bodies, guys? Where are we putting them?
Back in the alley where we like we're just gonna knock them out. We're gonna go, come on.
Mhm.
We're gonna be like,
Okay.
guards, help! There's ruffians over here, and then we're gonna get them to come around the corner, and we're gonna bop them.
Mhm.
Ambrose is gonna blop them, and then we're gonna like put on their clothes, and then go back to the place and be like, hey, you stop being rough. And then all the people in the crowd, of course, will disperse because our plan is flawless and has not a flaw at all. And
Yeah.
then
Okay.
we'll just like save the day, and then get
Mhm.
escorted back to the palace.
Mhm.
Now, Bless sort of like, you can tell she's ready to wrap up this conversation. She feels like there's a clear plan. Everybody's parts are clear. Y'all know where y'all are going to be. She knows where she's going to be. She knows where her agents are going to be, and everybody knows what's going to happen. And she pauses for a second and she says, "Now, Armros, Aya, and Kara Sarek, the four of you are capable of taking out Knights of Astafon. Yes, they're very highly trained.
We can do it.
Oh, what's that? What? Oh, yes.
I think we've done it before. I have no idea.
Oh, haven't we?
She
done
nods.
it?
She says, "I'll have one of my people visit your chambers in the night and leave you a care package.
Yeah, one of your
Poison that she prepares should be enough to paralyze the guards for 60 seconds. Enough time to drag them away, subdue them into unconsciousness, and then grab their outfits."
Sounds lovely. Where are our chambers?
It's been a long day.
She laughs and says, "I'm certain you can find your way back to your homes." And then she just like turns and walks away.
Sark just looks at everyone. He's like, I don't know anything. I don't know.
As she's walking away, I just run up to her and I'm like, when you do the distraction, will you at least just free the pigs? Just let them go while you're at it.
She, like, her eyes light up and
Let
she
'em be
says,
free.
"And Kara, of course,
Ugh.
freeing the pigs will create chaos. You are a genius."
Well, just try to get him out of this. Just try to get him free, like away.
Yes,
Free them.
freed and running rampant through the crowds, terrifying people with their tusks. You're so wise.
I've seen eaten by rats. And he just like looks
Okay.
away. He's like, I don't know.
All right.
Yeah, awesome.
Just walk away.
We're gonna get
All
Trying to get
killed.
one positive thing out of this.
A positive. Those pigs are gonna kill people. People are going to die.
They'll be free. The people won't die. The pigs just want to go back into their real home.
No, these pigs are gonna be out for vengeance. These are
It's gonna
Steven
be
pigs.
so good.
They're
You're like
gonna
poison
kill-
ivy of vegetarianism.
Free the pig.
I hope there's a scene like from Hannibal, where like the movie, where it's like literally pigs eating people and squealing, and she's like, "Oh,
At least they're free now.
it's the rated R part of the show, I guess, but that's fine."
All right. Night falls and you four stumble around from house to house until you each find your own houses. Make your way to your rooms.
Are we fancy enough that we have servants?
I don't think so. So like what you discover about the people you're inhabiting is that you're well regarded within the town of servitude, but none of you are like nobility, right?
Sure.
Yeah.
Are any of
So I
us
think-
married or have children?
No. You're all living well for like the servant class, but none of you are, above the rank of well-respected community leaders within this town of servants. Yep. So, night passes. And let's resume our game in 5 minutes.
Hello, everybody. Welcome back to more Sunfall Cycle. Let's do it.
Okay.
Welcome back. So, dawn comes early the next morning, and each of you have, like on the inside corner of your door, a small wooden box that's like lacquered purple. And when you open it, inside is a small vial of a dark purple liquid, sort of like a thick oozy, like the consistency of molasses sort of liquid.
I drink it. Just
Okay, you're paralyzed for a minute.
no, I don't.
Yeah.
This is the. I mean, yeah. Is it already set up to be?
So
delivered.
With a short like moment of investigating, I think you find like a rolled up scroll of like slip of paper tucked in the lid of the box that explains that this is like it's a poison that has to be delivered into the bloodstream. Mm-hmm. And so it would need to be delivered via like a dagger. There's enough in one vial to coat one dagger and be used for one attack.
A dagger?
Mm-hmm.
Not like one of those like thumbtacks that they use in political action dramas.
Wow.
Just pat someone on the back. And like,
I think you could probably go back to Deether Caldera and get him and his fire demon to forge you a thumbtack.
Okay.
And then see if that delivers enough poison to affect your target.
You know what we could do in your case, Britt, because you're not that good with daggers? Hear me out here. What if we just coat your teeth in it while you're in bear form and have you keep your mouth open? I don't think that's how that works.
I'll use a dagger. It's fine. I was just asking. Hasn't anyone seen Scandal? I'm just trying to relive my Scandal scene.
You could like morph into a bear and then like tuck daggers like up under her lip like that.
Like a walrus, like do a walrus thing.
Yeah.
That's amazing though.
Very discreet.
Hi guys.
Hi guys.
You guys are laughing, but there's a character in the original Rocket Raccoon that had walrus tusks that he could like switch out for different things. And at one point it was a screwdriver. And I was like, how would that work? How you can't.
And then just like rotates. Yeah. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. But that's a real thing. Anyways.
So daggers.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, the four of you collect your equipment, which, you have and is familiar to you. And I assume that in lieu of any other particular preparations you want to make, you're going to just head down to like the alleyway in the Avenue of the Immortals.
Yeah?
I'm not in charge here.
I disclaim responsibility.
Yeah, I mean, I guess I start walking, looking for my friends. Are we all close? Like, I assume we're like next to each other or something, right?
You find each other fairly quickly. Okay. The street that you all are living on is the Holy Approach with the letters lining down the center of it, of course. And you proceed fairly quickly down to the Marketplace of the Sun, which is a busy and bustling marketplace this afternoon, and thenceforth down the Avenue of the Immortals, which I can tell you a little bit about. It's not a place you've ever visited. So you go to the Marketplace of the Sun, and then you head to the right down an avenue that proceeds away from the marketplace. And this is the Avenue of the Immortals. And the Avenue of Immortality. It's a long, winding avenue. There's a little bit of like detritus and trash around, but broadly speaking, it's wide and well kept. There are tall pillars down the center of the street with statues enclosed in crystal sarcophagi on top of the pillars. And these are what are commonly referred to as the Immortals. So, let's see, where's my roll 20? There we go. Yeah. I think the 4 of you are up here in the upper left-hand corner. I'm just gonna like pull you down to this alleyway. Bronze, I still see you as at like 1 hit point.
I think that was from last episode. I don't think I reset.
You can reset yourself to full.
The body she inhabited is actually a small child.
Yes. Yep.
It's a political child.
A 1 HP child.
Yeah, a toddler, if you will.
Okay, cool. And let's see. Mm-hmm. 1, 2, 3, and a 4.
Perfect.
Mm-hmm. And then over here, just 1, 2, 3, and a 4. Yep. And then over in the center here, let's see if I can find a good asset for the speaker of Astafon. Yeah, I think this one is a good one. Cool. Let's see. Name speaker for Astafon. Show. Show. Cool. Yep, here in the center. Right. Very well. So, you know, like the morning proceeds fairly quickly. You 4 get into place and begin waiting. You see like a couple people sort of slip by you wearing like fairly non-distinguished commoners' outfits, but especially Ankara, you notice that like they've got like bulges like around their like waist or chest or arms or legs or things like that of disguised weaponry. And occasionally one of them will like slip you a wink. So yeah, the morning proceeds, and shortly before noon, you hear like the sound of a crowd gathering in the center area. Tell me about when it is that y'all want to attack. Yeah, like take a second, talk amongst yourselves.
I mean, are we like luring them back there?
Oh yeah, I have.
Yeah.
Okay, I won't go into too much detail, but suffice it to say that for several years, out of desperation, I was a famed seller of elixirs. And I'm pretty sure I could probably get these guards to drink this willingly, but I'm going to need your help. There always has to be a plant in the crowd that's like, oh, I'll try one. And they come up and they're like, oh, it's great. I feel good. If we tell these guys that there's plague brewing in the city and that I alone have the tonic to prevent it, I bet you we could get them to just...
I don't... But they're like royal guards.
Oh, they will fall under my sway.
Your sway?
And then Kara will be my lovely assistant who will vouch for everything I say. A little smile, a little wink. They're totally going to drink it. And
I'm not going to be your mark. I will not be a mark. Mm-mm.
What? I need a mark. I have to have a mark.
I just look at Armoros.
Armoros can't be the mark.
Oh, he can be the mark. Isn't that right, Mark?
Maybe I can get them to drink it with me. And we get it from you.
That works as well.
We always come up with a plan, and then just before executing, you guys complicate it unnecessarily.
Aren't we just trying to execute the plan?
We could just walk up to them and stab them, but I feel like that could go south.
Yeah, that seems like a bad idea.
Why can't we simply just be like...
Yesterday, he says in his best Dumb and Dumber impression.
Why? That's one of my favorite novels too. Dumb and Dumber, lovely novel that we've all read in this world.
Yeah, I mean, I guess should I just start walking over there to chat with them?
Can't we just lure them around the corner?
Surely we could be
like, like
a cartoon style.
Getting guards to leave their guard posts?
Yes, guards, help us. There's something happening. Of course they would leave.
Okay, let's try
Very-
that. Go ahead. Go for it. Let's see it. Let's see if it works.
Your plan is to lure them into drinking potions.
Yes, by
And that
setting up.
is better than my plan of just asking for help.
Well, listen, if it goes south, if it doesn't work, I could still probably get them over here with a good sales pitch. Let's be honest, they don't care about us peasants. I don't think they really care if we live or die.
Are we gonna have to watch you flirt with guards? Is that what's gonna happen?
I'm not going to flirt. I actually have a getup that I wear,
Oh, sweet.
and it involves
God.
me being a man.
All right, well, I'm in. I'm in.
Still flirt.
Screw it. I'm in. And Sark just like sits on a box and watches. Go ahead.
All right.
All right,
So,
so what do you
like-
want me to do?
What do you think? Should we try to lure them over here with an amazing sales pitch?
We could just see if we could get them to come over to hang out with us first.
Let's try that first. Cat!
They're already winking at us.
No, that was our undercover guards.
Oh, that was
Undercover peasant allies.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, yeah. Okay, so yeah, what will get them to come over more? I don't know if trying to sell them something is going to convince them to come to
So, Ankara,
alleyway.
you're wondering like what would get these guards to come over?
Yeah.
Do you want to like take a peek at them and
Yeah.
try to like?
Yes.
Yeah. Give me an insight check.
Maybe I'll have
As
one
you-
good
as
roll
you-
today.
Peer around. They look like bored.
Okay.
Is what they look like. They're just
We can work with
standing
that.
there like one of them turns to the other and says, "Have you read that novel of intelligence is low and lower?"
Sorry.
The other one says, "Oh yeah, that's a really funny one.
They had to bring the Dumb and Dumber joke back.
What about that other novel, The Singer Who Performed at the Marriage Ceremony?" "Oh yes, I've read that one too. Wish I had a novel right."
So they're
Water
just like
bearer.
chilling, right? Okay.
The water bearer.
Can I just like go chat with them? What if we just
Yeah, you can just walk
we
up
just
and
go
start.
chat with them?
Yeah, you can just
and
start chatting up
what
the
their deal
guards.
is. Yeah, because everyone's gathering there anyway.
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't know. I'll just go walk over there and just say like, what are you talking about?
One of them turns around and sees you. God, like do some sort of a roll to tell me how well they react to your presence. Let's see. Are you trying to like persuade them or like
I'm just trying to like be there and just make chit chat.
give me a charisma saving throw?
Normal person. Oh God. Oh no.
Oh no.
They
Hey,
don't like it.
yeah, they sort of like stop their talking and they say, one of them's in the middle of talking about what a genius wit Adam the sandal maker is in his writing, and he just stops and turns to you and says, "Hey, we're watching here. Go away.
Oh, no.
What are you watching?
Very serious things. Look over there." And he points in the direction of the speaker who's like striding up onto the podium. And he has like bright red gowns just like streaming off of him. He's got like pennants up above his, like framing his head as he strides up. And he's got like severely pulled back black hair and like a black goatee, which he is stroking as he strides up the podium.
Oh, he looks very important, the speaker. Did you guys check all of the alleys and the weird crevices where people might be trying to, I don't know, assassinate the speaker? He seems like a pretty important guy. Did you guys do that?
Give me a deception roll because you're trying to like, wow! You're trying to like pass this off as a reasonable thing for a concerned citizen to ask.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like one of them says, yeah, Hobbes did. And the other one says, no, Calvin did. And the other one says, I didn't do it. You were supposed to do it. Well, I didn't do it. I thought maybe Locke did it. Locke said, no, it wasn't me.
Oh, well, I saw a pretty dark alley. Just, I can show you guys. I think it should be checked out. I don't trust it.
John, Locke, Calvin, and Hobbes look at each other and they say, it's Demosthenes' turn. And the fourth one says, oh, that sucks, guys. I don't want to go do it.
I think all of you should check together, just to be extra careful because, I mean, I'm pretty scared.
Where did all these guys meet? On a yellow submarine? What are these voices?
I love their voices.
We served on a submarine together.
They sound like characters from like a 1960s Disney cartoon film.
Calvin turns to you and says, Demosthenes will take care of it. The rest of us have to guard the speaker. Demosthenes says, all right, let's go. I think you can show me to this alleyway.
I mean, all right. Yeah, one's good for now. Come on.
I look forward to the YouTube comment where someone's like, right, so I'm from Manchester. Right.
Right.
This is fucking bollocks, all right? You goddamn American.
Calm down, Manchester. We hear you, brother. Don't worry, bruv.
Bro,
Okay.
oh, God.
Looking for a new castmate.
Yeah, I'm going to take him over there.
Yeah, Demosthenes follows you and says, don't understand why I always get the short end of the stick just because I'm not a fan of Adam the Sandalmaker. I think his humor is pretty lowbrow.
Yeah,
What
he's
about
an
you?
idiot.
That's right.
I agree with you, and we're friends now. You should go around the corner.
Okay, I think I'm going to do that.
Yeah.
Better check this alleyway to make sure there's nothing strange down here. Nothing weird here, just a couple of folks look like kind of like bums.
And as he walks past me, I just take out my dagger and I stab him with the poison.
Awesome. Make an attack roll with
I was
advantage.
going to say, Steven, if you let that auto hit, there's a 7-year-old scream that's going to come back.
Should I just do the like melee dagger attack or something?
Yeah. And this can be made with your dexterity score because you know.
Wow. Yeah, you know.
Hey!
Damn. Yeah, you just like slide this dagger up between the between the plates of leather that are protecting this guy. He's one of the third-class Knights of Astaphan, so he's got one of those like deeply angry cherub masks on. He's got the two ceramic scimitars and the white and gold armor. You stab him, and he just goes, "Oh, that really hurt."
I'm sorry. Ooh. I try to help him not fall completely down.
He should probably make a saving throw against this poison. That's the way these things work.
He passes.
I love this game. It's Constitution. Yeah, this is probably a DC 16 poison. Pretty strong. Oh, shit!
No! Oh, no!
He says, why did you stab me?
Can I just attack him with my Staff of the Adder?
Roll damage with your dagger.
Okay.
The one person who doesn't want to kill is about to kill everybody. Oh my god!
I'm trying to help. You guys put me in this position.
You put yourself in it.
Amazing.
No, you forced me to do this plan.
No, you put yourself in it. You didn't have to be
I'm doing
involved.
my best to go along with what I've
I
been
don't
told.
think that's how it went.
Sarah continues to sit on a box watching her murder a guy and just like eating local street food. Like,
Sorry, I'm putting you on top of this barrel over
thank you.
here.
Yeah, I'm just watching it go down. Like, oh, delightful! Look at this plan succeeding.
So this guy's completely taken by surprise. So would all four of you roll initiative for me, please?
Sorry, guys. I'm trying.
What?
Yeah, damn.
How come all our characters are old school?
Yeah, you have all our old characters there.
Oh, do you? Oh no!
I was going to say that artwork's pretty good, but if Steven doesn't like it, he just needs to speak up.
You know, there's something classic about the classics, right? You know, I just feel like So hard to let go. All right, let's fix this. Armros, bronze. Oh shit. Well, we'll have to just remember your things. Sarek's over here, and he's on top of the thing. And Armros is right here.
Yeah.
And he's right there. And Ankara's back behind here, stabbing this guy in the back. Cool. And Aya is next to Armros. Fantastic. Let's 1, 2, 3.
I can
4.
still have 4 Knights of Astafon, right?
That turns, and Aya got a 6. Armoros got a 15, and Kara got a 5, and Jesse got a 20.
The tough thing is that they're all going to have 6 attacks each, and they're only going to be able to swing at Kara. So.
All right, Sarek, you see this attack fail, and he resists the effect of the poison. And he's surprised. The 4 of you will all get you'll all get attacks before he gets to act. So like, and Kara just acted, so we were here in the initiative order, and now we're looping around. Blook, it's Sarek's turn. What do you do, Sarek?
Yeah, still eating popcorn. I don't do anything.
Okay, cool. Yeah. Armoros, it's your turn. What do you do?
So I just see her stab. The guy's like, what? And then she pulls out her staff and bashes into a guy.
No,
I don't think she's
didn't
pulled out her
pull
staff
it.
yet. I think she's like in the act of pulling out her staff.
And the plan was literally just to try to get them to drink this thing, right?
Yeah. Or to stab them with it, apparently.
And she's just in the fray in the middle of
I thought
these
you said we had to
knights.
stab him with the dagger to put the poison
Yeah,
in.
yeah. So stabbing them with the poison dagger is the directed method of applying the
Okay.
poison. You did the right thing.
Directly
There
to
was
the
another
forehead.
plan of trying to like get him to drink it or like selling him something or who knows. You did fine.
Okay.
Armoros is like, he's already having an existential crisis, and this is throwing him even further for the loop because it seems like the plan's already gone off the rails.
Yeah.
He just kind of runs for it. I'm just going to do what I know. And he, assuming I can get within range.
Yeah, you're right next to him.
Okay. Well, of the guys to fight, I can.
Oh, the other guys?
They don't know yet because she just lured
Yeah.
one.
I just
Oh, I just lured one.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Yeah, so we're right here. You've only lured
Yeah.
one of the Knights of Astafon.
I see it now. He's around the corner. Okay, yeah, I just try to decapitate him. I mean, what do I have my weapon? What do I even have?
Yeah, so you don't have your weapon, but you have a statistically identical weapon.
Oh, nice.
Don't
Guessing that's a miss.
you
That is a-
hear me like mutter hushedly behind you? Don't soil the uniform, aka please don't decapitate
I
him.
whipped. I'm like, okay.
Like try
All
to
right.
knock him out or sleeper hold him or something. Does Armrest know sleeper hold? We can't get blood on that uniform.
It's your
It's
turn.
white, right? The uniforms are white, right?
The uniforms are white. You can always deal subdual damage and non-lethal. What do you do, Aya?
I'm I guess oh gosh. I'm gonna dissonant whispers him.
Okay.
That way I don't well no, because then he's gonna run in the opposite direction of me. I'll Eldritch blast him, I guess.
Okay.
I don't want to fuck up his uniform. I was gonna use my dagger of poison, try it a second time, but I don't want to fuck up his uniform. So, how do I do this again? There we go.
Oh man, I think your Eldritch Blast scores a purple line across the front of his armor,
Mm-hmm.
and it is absorbed by his armor.
Mm-hmm.
And then in Kara, it's your turn again.
I guess I'll hit him with the staff.
Okay.
Oh, shit!
Oh no, this is
This is
terrible.
going so poorly.
Sarek, are you still just eating popcorn?
Sorry.
Sarek stands and proceeds to walk this way down towards the other guards.
Okay, awesome. So you can actually move and also take an action if you wanted to.
Oh, I don't. I'm being very nonchalant about it.
Yeah, totally. Cool. Yeah, this knight, he like pulls out his 2 ceramic scimitars and he shouts, "Deceit Deceit. I've been deceived. Help my brothers.
I've been deceived. Oh no.
At the same time, so like as this has been happening, with the all four of you make perception checks just to see like who hears the most of what's going on in the square. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh no.
Oh yeah.
So in Kara, Sarek, and Armros, you all hear like the speaker, like his voice echoing through the square, filling, and you hear like the crowd milling around. He's like, "Dearly beloved, we gather here today on this holy and sanctimonious day to recognize the contributions of a great man. Zamaranus, will you step forwards?" Zamaranus steps forwards. He says, "Zamaranus has served faithfully as patrician of the town of Servitude for many years, and as such, King Astafon has seen fit to gift him with immortality." And then this knight of Astafon pulls out his two scimitars and yells, "Help, help, I'm being attacked."
Can he be heard over the crowd and all that?
Let's roll something for him.
Yeah, because like there's a lot of people and it's around the corner in an alleyway.
Yeah. What's performance, charisma? Yeah, book. That's pretty good. And then at that very same moment, you hear, like, you feel the earth shudder beneath your feet, and you hear the sound of a flaming explosion go off in the middle of the crowd.
That wasn't the plan.
What about the pigs?
And then you hear, the knights
People
around
are
the
dying. You're like, what about the pigs?
"Calvin, look at the flames. I see them, Holmes. Let's go secure the speaker. Wait for me. My name is Locke." Running this way. The Knight of Astafon in front of you, Ankara turns to you with his scimitars out and makes two attacks. 1, 2, terrible, hitting you with the second one, and then slashing at you with a dagger for his third attack, dealing you 8 slashing damage.
All right. I told you it was dangerous back here.
He says, "You did. You pulled the wool over my eyes as to the source of that danger." Armoros, what do you do?
So you said we can do non-lethal damage to try to knock him out?
Yeah, anytime you make an attack, you can specify if this is lethal or non-lethal. So, like, you can just say this is
non-lethal. I'm just going to try to bludgeon him.
Cool.
Wow.
Oh, man, not quite. His armor class is quite high.
He's having a tough time.
Aya.
I'm actually going to move out this way because I'm sure the two of them can handle it, honestly.
Totally.
And try to see what the hell is happening in the square because you said of explosions, like the ground shake and everything.
Yeah, totally. So I think like you see, there's like some sort of barrel that was next to the pig pen has just erupted in flames and has blown a hole in the pig pen.
Oh,
the pigs have run out, so there's pigs running rampant through the crowd here. They're squealing. And there's just like this square of fire right here. Yeah, and like you see a number of like peasants in the crowd pulling out weapons and just like rushing the podium. And you see another group of Knights of Astafon sort of like rushing out from like hiding places behind various, pieces of like this wagon here and from around the corner over here. Basically like, the peacekeepers coming out from their areas of secret.
Oh my God.
Running into the crowd, like swinging left and right with their swords. What do you do, Aya?
Okay, so as I round the corner, I'm going to cast friends and attempt to speak to the one that's like closest.
Yeah.
And I'm going to I'm going to call to him and say, "You there, sir. We've got your friend in the alley behind us. He's grappling with the terrorist as we speak. He tracked him down to the rooftops and he's found him, but they're locked in a battle to the death. Come with me, quick! Your comrade needs you.
Give me a persuasion roll with advantage. Actually, deception. Give me deception with advantage.
Okay.
The advantage from your friends, Cass.
How?
Ooh.
I have
Ooh.
+5 to deception.
I want to see his insight, which is going to be wisdom. Oh, yeah. He turns around and says, "No, not Demosthenes. My favorite of before." He starts running in this direction. He gets you.
With these voices, if they're not bears in armor, I'm going to be so disappointed.
Steven ever wake up, yeah.
Oh no, not that outcome of this result.
What name did I give them? Okay.
We start strumming our guitars and sauntering over. We all live in
an octopus's garden. Yeah, it's the whole thing.
I fucking can't. Stop.
not for the Queen and country.
Our commander, Sergeant Pepper.
Very good.
Oh my god.
I like how the previous nights are horrifying, like speaking like shared sentences. These guys are like fucking bad people before the war happens. They're just like,
You know, everything changed after the Fire Nation attack.
Yeah, it
right?
got crazy.
Diamonds in the sky.
All right, Starek. You see this Knight of Astafon like turning the corner, looking you in the face. What do you do?
I point.
Wait,
Clearly...
don't I get a turn, Steven?
Oh yes, sorry. I thought that was sorry, misclicked. And Kara, what do you do?
I have a question for you. If I turn into a bear, can I non-lethal like attack and maybe like put his head into my mouth and then just like lay on top of him?
Yes.
Okay, I'm gonna do that.
Yeah. So you turn into a bear. Are you trying to like grapple him, or are you just like using your attacks in a non-lethal manner?
I'm just using my attacks basically in a non-lethal manner.
Yep. This is Bear Kara, not Pig Kara.
Yes.
Fantastic. Okay, so you turn into a bear as a bonus action, and then you get to make your attacks. Go ahead and select your bear form and
Oh shit, sorry, I
do
rolled
your
them
thing.
without my... Do you want me to keep the ones I already rolled?
Oh yeah. No, those are great. Your claws
Okay.
hit, but your bite was not
Yeah.
successful. Yeah, go ahead.
Okay.
8 slashing damage. Not bad. Very nice. I think Demosthenes is like, I don't understand what's happening right now. Sarek, what do you do?
Yeah, so as that guy that Aya just said, hey, go help your friends, as he runs around the corner, if he looks at me, Sarek's going to just like, still nonchalantly just be like, point over where it's at. And as he runs by, stab him in the back.
Nice. So you're just like moving past and then stab him. Are you stabbing him with the poison dagger?
With the poison dagger, yeah.
This
Okay,
didn't
cool.
work very well when I tried to do it.
Yeah.
I hope you see. Nice.
No, unfortunately not.
Why can't he?
Can I try to cover my action? Can I try to cover my action? Like I try to stab him in the back and then miss and go like, you, never mind. Because he's in a hurry to go help his friend. So like I clearly didn't hit him. So I can just like whiff and be like, I'll just sit here.
Give me a deception roll.
Sure.
Yeah, you know. I think you missed. I'm gonna see if this guy like noticed. Yeah, he did. He turns around. He says, "Oi, you tried to stab me."
Who are these dudes?
No, I didn't try to stab you. I tried to point you in the direction of where. I just have a dagger. It's dangerous. Have you seen what's going on? It's dangerous out there.
Meanwhile, around the corner, Demosthenes is trying to strike at Berkara 3 times. 1, 2, and 3. I think that hits with the first and third. So 4 slashing plus 6 piercing, 10 damage to Berkara. Armoros, you're right next to this guy who's fighting this bear with his life.
I continue to flail at him non-lethally.
Non-lethal flailing.
And I
God. Oh, those rolls.
Our rolls, everybody's rolls today are shit.
You rolled what, a
my
6?
character's sidetracked. He just
Yeah, he's just kind of in his own head. You see around the corner, these pigs go like stampeding in the direction of these knights. Shriek. I don't know what pigs
What
sound
was that?
like.
I'm sorry. What was that? What was that voice? Oh, the pigs go stampeding and they're like, oink, oink, we're pigs. We're coming to get you, oink.
We're gonna go over here now. I guess there's a pack of pigs.
Hello, we're pigs. We've
Hello.
come to take all of your
It's
truffles.
not obesity, it's how I'm built, okay?
God damn it.
Oh, it tastes delicious.
Rampaging through the crowd. Yes. And you see like all of a sudden you see this like arrow come flying out of nowhere. Let's see. Oh shit. And just like completely whiff flying past the speaker for Astafon's head. Like I think it goes through one of his big red fronds that are framing his head, and he turns and he's like, what has happened? Yeah, and that's when you see Noble Ibless leap up onto the platform next to the speaker. Aya, what do you do as all this is happening?
Okay, so I'm gonna move forward again. There's like a pig right here, right?
Sorry, where? Yeah, that's a pig.
Okay,
Yes.
so I'm gonna like move a little bit closer and then cast friends again, this time on this dude.
Yeah.
And I'll be like, oh no, a pig. What strapping young knight could possibly catch my fall? And like try to lure him over here because we only need 3 outfits. Because
Aren't you
I
dressed
could
like
just
a
turn into a
man?
flea. No, we never did that plan.
That's true.
There's so many plans
my
floating
hair-
around.
All tussled, and I'm like, oh no, a raging boar, and I, alas, a poor, meek young woman. What am I to do? Oh, I've fallen. What
Give me a
catch my
give me-
fall.
give me a performance with advantage.
Knowing my rolls today, it won't work.
It's not going well for us.
Hey,
You got a 21.
Advantage.
Calvin turns around and says, "Oh no, a young beauty is threatened by a boar. I need to go save. I'll be right back home. Don't worry." And then he runs over here.
That's perfect.
Yeah, I'm giving him a 4 for initiative. Okay, is that all you're doing?
I just wanted to make sure we had 3 of them in tow.
Yeah, okay. You fall and he reaches out his arms and catches you.
Oh, how sweet of him.
Yeah, who is this? This knight next to you, Sarek, is like, hey, you tried to stab me. I'm gonna try to stab you back.
You know what's fucked up about this is he actually died to a stabbing. This whole thing.
And then he hits you with the dagger, dealing you 5 piercing damage, Sarek. And Kara,
Yeah.
you're still fighting this guy in bear form.
Do I still have any of the poison left?
Hail to
Like a little bit.
I'm gonna say that each of these vials had 2 doses.
Okay, so can I like put some on my claws?
Yeah, you can totally give me a dexterity saving throw, and you're aiming pretty high. You got to hit a 16 because
As
you're
brown
doing
bear?
this with your bear arms. Holy shit. So somehow this bear form in Kara produces from some unknown location
My bear pocket.
vial, like a tiny little vial of poison, and then she's like with 2 claws like pulls out the cork and then like pours the poison over her claws, admires the application, and then just like swipes at this.
I'm like Baloo with the prickly pears.
Yeah, this is
I
incredible.
want to be like you.
I'm just singing and dancing. I'm trying to poison these guys. Okay.
Ow, that's a bite. The claws. You hit with the claws. Well done. Roll your damage.
Oh, okay. Because he's poisoned now, right?
Well, he's got to resist. Like he's got to roll a Constitution saving throw.
Okay.
So Constitution saving throw, DC 16. He fails and is paralyzed for a minute.
And I just pet him with my little bear paw. I'm not trying to hurt him, but I'm panicked, and this is what's going on right now.
Yeah. You just pet him gently across the face.
And then I just kind of wipe the rest of the poison, I guess, on my gloves, like on the ground.
Yeah.
I did my job.
The knight that has caught you, Aya, says, "Are you safe from the pig, milady? I have defensive maneuvers to attend to."
Oh, brave Sir Calvin, I feel so safe. I feel like I can't stand on my own 2 legs or even see. Oh.
Such a shitty group.
Sound like
This
Kristen Wiig when
plan
she's-
hydra'd so many times at every conversation.
The best parts of Dungeons and Dragons are when people make a plan and
There's
they just
poison
don't
to
do any of the
paralyze
plan.
it. We're like, but what if we?
We
Free the
tried
pig.
and failed.
Sound
It's like some
Liza
complex
Minnelli.
Rube Goldberg machine.
God.
He says, "Don't worry, milady, I shall carry." Wow, what? No. "Don't worry, milady, I shall carry you over to this. What is this thing over here? It's a wagon. I'll carry you over to it." And he begins carrying you in the direction of the wagon.
Wait, which wagon? This one over here?
Yeah, that one over there.
Oh, no, not closer to the pigs. I have a mighty phobia.
Yeah, you say this. Give me a persuade check with advantage, of course.
There's like 10 more of these guys.
Yeah, 22 is great. Yeah, absolutely. He's like, "Oh no, phobia. I too have a phobia. I have a phobia of bears. I'll carry you in this direction. We shall go away from the pigs and hopefully not in the direction of any bears." Sarek, this guy walks straight past you, and you're like right in front of the guy who's like, "Oh, you stabbed me. What do you do?"
Yeah, Sark's like, "You stabbed me!" And he stabs him back with his dagger. And he tries to stab him with his dagger.
Okay, all right. No. But
tried to stab me again.
the knight of Astafon, which is carrying Aya, Calvin, who was terrified of bears, is just about to step around the corner and see the terrifying visage of Bear Kara, but stops as you try to stab his buddy and says, "Hey, why are you trying to stab Locke?" And Armor, it's your turn. What do you do, Armor?
We can really use your help. It's like a big time we could really use your help.
Did he?
Just come knock this one in the back of the head. It's fine.
Yeah?
Yeah, you could do it.
I'm gonna miss again.
Just roll better, forehead.
Hey! You did it!
Seven
piercing damage.
non-lethal sleep.
Armoros, did you apply the poison to your sanctified flail?
No, he's just trying to
Okay.
bludgeon him.
Cool. You're being carried past all of this senseless violence. What do you?
I say to the man, I put both of my hands on the sides of his face while he's carrying me to try to have him look away from the alley, and I say, "Oh, brave Calvin, come closer. My vision dims." And as he does so, I'm gonna be like, "I'm so sorry," and just like stab him with the dagger. Just like very like, oh
no. My hand just slipped. Yeah, go ahead and make your attack.
Roll your miss.
I'm gonna miss. What? Wait, is that a hit?
Yeah.
15 is a hit.
Sweet.
Roll your damage, of course. And a 6. Not bad. And then he has to make a DC 16 Constitution saving throw. He says, "Why would you betray me like this?" And then
It's my kink. It's what I'm into.
What I
I didn't give my consent.
You didn't tell me your safe word.
then his buddy Demosthenes behind him stabs out at Sarek, says, "Well, I'm going to stab you back." Stab, swing. I think the first 2 hit. 1, 2. You take 18 damage, Sarek.
What?
Oh no, the first one didn't hit. You only take 9 damage.
What are you talking about?
First one didn't hit. You have 15 AC, not 14. All right. Ankara. What are you gonna do?
Yeah, so after the guy gets paralyzed, I sort of drag him maybe into the alley to like put him away for a while.
Sure. Yep.
Hide him back there. And then I hear something going on. And I'm like, did someone say bears? So I just come around the corner.
So
He's still carrying me though.
Yeah. And then I guess he's still holding you, Aya. So I'll
He goes, oh no, bear.
Does he keep holding her? He doesn't drop her or anything, right?
Let's check his Constitution saving throw. Yeah, he keeps holding her.
Okay, if he keeps holding her, I'm like, and then I just attack the one that's trying to fight with Sarek, basically.
Yeah, sure, totally.
It's arguing. So let me pull this up.
That 20 hits.
Wow. Do you still have poison on your
No, I only had 2 chances.
Yeah, two doses of poison per vial.
Doses, I can put them on my claws, but not this round.
All right, very well done. Yeah, Calvin, who's carrying you, drops you, Aya, and says,
like flat on my ass.
5 falling damage.
this is definitely in the top 5 anime betrayals of all time. I'm going to make a YouTube video about it. And then he pulls out his scimitars and slashes at you.
both canonical to this world. YouTube is a scroll service. And
The 15
anime,
hit.
yeah.
Yeah, he hits you with the 16 for 4 slashing damage. And Sarek, then it's your turn. Next up is Armoros.
Sark is like, you stabbed me! And stabs him again.
Do you apply your second dose of poison? Oh, you still have
haven't
poison.
hit him once.
That's true. Yeah, absolutely.
All right, and I try to stab him again.
You get him!
Hey, I'll take it. Please don't roll high. Thank you. I really need this.
Oh, roll your damage.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought I just was going to poison him with like...
Yeah.
I didn't know we
5
needed
piercing
damage.
And then Constitution DC 16.
God
Oh,
what is the point of this poison? This is the crappiest poison we've had.
We got one guy surrounded.
She got us like the Great Value brand of poison.
Yeah, like Walmart brand poison.
Kroger poison.
Dollar store poison.
That's the crazy part. It's DC 16. It's super high. He's
That is.
literally.
Yeah, these guys are just rolling really, really high. They're rolling 16s. Yeah, okay, Armoros. What do you do?
I'm like chasing after him, bludgeoning at him again.
Yeah, awesome. Nail him. 12, very nice. Very nice. Yeah, so like Nobly Blessed leaps up onto this platform and just like does a triple strike to like the solar plexus, throat, and forehead of the speaker, just like instantly crushing his throat. And he just like falls to his knees. And the crowd just like erupts into chaos. And the knights wade into the group just like swinging, and like blood just goes flying from the swords. Meanwhile, Aya, you're still wrestling with this guy who feels very betrayed right now.
If I hit him with the dissonant whispers, then would me and Ankara both get an attack of opportunity?
I think all 4 of you would.
I'm gonna do that. Okay. So, as this happens, I reach into his mind, and he hears this like very dark voice that tells him, you know, she didn't even like you. She was hoping Hobbs would come pick her up. She thinks you're ugly. It's like evilest like things. It's all the gnawings, like you're the ugliest in your group. They call you the grenade, like, you know, and
You're literally the shame wizard from Big Mouth.
yeah, basically. I clicked.
Yeah, put the spell in
Here we
chat.
go.
This is a DC 13 Wisdom saving throw for half damage and no running. Okay. Don't roll high. Yeah, Calvin is like, my friends called me Hogface. And he fails. He takes 18 psychic damage. And then he goes running.
He goes running?
He runs.
Yeah, yeah.
Yep, he runs this way.
But
so
we all
all
get to
four
hit
of
him.
you get to make an attack of opportunity. That's a hit.
11.
Only one attack gets to be made, Britt.
Oh,
so
okay.
unfortunately, it was your
She
bite.
chooses the
Damn
claws,
it.
Steven.
first.
It's
Okay.
the claws on this one.
Actually, Ankara, roll 1d2.
Okay.
On a 1, it's bite. On a 2, it's
Sorry, I
claws.
should have asked first.
Hey, luck is on your side.
Good.
So that's 23.
Oh, look.
Oh, and then I'm gonna use my
Uh,
poison dagger.
Yeah, and Sarek, you also get to make a melee attack as well.
Oh, I miss.
Just any melee attack?
Yeah, with your melee weapon.
Okay.
Yep, that's a miss. Okay, so this guy is quite wounded.
So close.
The Knight of Astafon in front of you, Sarek, says, no, I'm going to stab you. And then he swings at you 3 times. 1, 2, oh, damn.
What?
Woo. Not a crit, but pretty close. You take 9 more slashing damage.
Oh my god. This guy is a dick.
And Kara, what do you do?
All right, he's got to. I'm gonna just try to get him to just chill out. Sit down.
Oh, damn.
All right, bite him. What?
20 piercing damage. That's incredible. So you don't kill him. He's not dead yet, but you've done a lot of damage.
Why-
All right. This knight runs back towards you, Aya, and says, I feel so betrayed I have to stab you. And he attacks you 3 times. Wow, damn.
All 3 hit.
That's not good.
Oh no!
1, 2, 3. Okay,
7.
well, could have been worse. 17.
Okay, 17. Okay, I'm alive.
Yeah. Sarek, it's your chance to...
You stabbed me! I stabbed him again. I'm not even trying to put poison on. I'm just trying to kill him.
Okay,
at
you're
this
just
point.
stabbing.
I'm so
Yeah,
mad at
sure.
this guy, yeah. How is this
Nope.
happening?
Nope.
So dumb. Daggers are stupid weapons for stupid people. I'm never using a dagger again. This is so dumb.
Oh, man, Aros. God, no. Aya.
Nice.
Okay. I'm going to. I think this is an AoE. Yeah. Okay, so I'm gonna toll the dead
Okay.
because I think it says actually. Hold up. It says the sound door spell fills the air. Target. Oh no, it's the target. I thought. Why did I think that was
one
a?
target.
Why did I think that was like a AoE?
Still D12, though.
Okay. I'm gonna try to take both of them out. I'm gonna acid splash them.
I don't think they're within 5 feet of each other.
Oh, okay. Okay. In that case, I think I'm just gonna Eldritch Blast him.
So, pretty sure because you're engaged in melee combat right now, you're Eldritch Blast.
Oh, okay. I'll use my dagger then, because I still
Okay.
have 1 dose of paralysis poison on it.
On the guy in front of you, on Calvin, your savior.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Make me feel bad. I also would rather have him not die. I'd rather have him be paralyzed. So I'm gonna slash at his arms with my knife.
Yeah, it is ugly hog face. Yeah, you get him. Roll your damage, and then also I'll roll a Constitution save.
3.
Holy shit.
What is with these rolls?
So,
God.
I think this guy, you slash his arms with this poison. He says, "Oh, that burns. It's a good thing that we 4 were specially trained in resisting various poisons." How much damage did you do? 3? Okay, yeah, you did 3 damage to him.
Man.
Yeah, okay. This one slashes at Armoros. I stab you. 1, 2. Oh no. That's
Oh my
5
God.
slashing, and then
Oh my
8
God.
slashing, and then 4 piercing.
Oh
So,
my God.
17.
yeah, pretty sure that you just took 2 failed death saving throws.
What?
Sorry.
Oh, Sarek. I thought you meant. You said Armoros. I thought.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, I did, didn't I?
Yeah, I'm fine.
Uh,
I'm fine, bro.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, this is to Armoros. You take 13, 17 damage.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
Nice try, Steven. Nice try.
Nice try. I thought I could pull one over on you, but guys are just too quick.
Yeah, remind you, everything you say is recorded via stream right now.
It's true. You can go back and validate. All right, Ankara. Can you take him out?
Yeah, let's just take him out.
Oh.
I'm gonna bite the guy that Sarek has been stabbing back and forth with.
Yep.
Not really stabbing.
And you
Kill him.
hold him in your mouth and like compress his jugular until he passes out.
Okay. And then can I claw the other one?
I think you'd have to like
Definitely like one
squeeze.
person.
I think what you might want to do, so like you'd have to squeeze between your friends, which costs 2 squares of movement. So that would be like 10,
Okay.
20, 30. There's no real good way for you to get there, unfortunately.
Even with 40, I can move another 10, right?
Oh, okay. Yeah. So you can get
40.
here.
Okay.
Yep. Then you can get here and then you're not at
I'll try to
disadvantage.
claw him.
Okay.
Nope, never mind. Worthless.
You've got this pig behind you. It
Oh!
looks kind of like you, strangely enough.
Hello.
You're an ugly
Yeah,
bear.
this knight stabs at Aya. 1,
Definitely gonna hit.
2,
Oh, man.
3. Ouch.
Oh, man.
1, 2, 3. How much health do you have right now? 3.
I'm dead.
You
Could I
take 2 failed
technically-
death saving throws.
Hellish rebuke him as I'm dying.
Yes, you can.
Would that kill him? Is there such a thing as a non-lethal hellish rebuke?
Yeah, there's a non-lethal hellish rebuke. Yeah, you can cast hellish rebuke. Mhm.
Okay. As I bleed out and die, I'm gonna point one crooked finger at him and be like, I didn't want to do this.
Nice. 7 fire damage, DC 13 for half damage. Yeah, he takes 3 fire damage. He says, "Oh, that kind of burns a little bit."
I got snake eyes on that, by the way.
Yeah,
On my damage dice, I rolled 2 1s.
Sarek, give me a death saving throw, please.
Wait, I'm not. I have 1 HP left.
Oh, do you? Right. Yeah, that's of course because it wasn't
didn't
you
kill
that got
me.
hit. It was
Yeah.
it was Armros. Still trying to get you. Y'all are too smart. Y'all still keep
Really
track
wants
of
you
things.
dead, Jesse. I don't know.
I take the last thing of my poison and put it on an arrow, and from across this alleyway,
Yeah, like from
just
5 feet away.
just shoot this dude with my bow and arrow because I'm done
Would you
with
like to
daggers.
Would you like to
Daggers
try
suck.
to insightful fighting in order to get your sneak attack?
I
bonus
would
level?
love to insightful fight.
Give us a roll. Give your insight. Okay. You succeed. You get your insight and therefore your sneak attack.
Let's do this. Get shot on.
You nail him!
Yeah. All right.
Roll your damage plus your sneak attack.
Mhm.
5 piercing, 2d6.
Not R226, whatever.
Nice. 14 damage. And he fails his constitution saving throw.
Sark walks over as the guy falls. He walks over to Aya's body. He's like, "I thought we weren't flirting," and like tries to like help her get back up.
Yeah.
Thought
Okay.
we weren't flirting.
You said you wouldn't. And that's the first thing you did.
The second thing I
So,
did.
Oh, you're right. You're right.
Sarek, you've used your action, so you can't try to stabilize Aya. But Armoros could try to stabilize Aya. Aya's in a risky situation. She's at 2 failed death saves. And if she fails a 3rd death save, then she dies.
Yeah, try to stabilize her.
Okay, roll a medicine check, and you're aiming for a DC 10.
-2 on this one. That should be good. So what is on a -1, Steven?
How does that do I actively deal damage to her? Yeah. All right, Aya.
Mhm.
Big roll.
Good luck.
Mhm.
You dead.
Oh my god. So no, a 10 plus is a success.
Keep rolling.
So
Yeah.
now we can roll back around to Ankara. Are you gonna like drop back into Ankara form, cast a healing spell?
That's my next attempt if it
My
gets
question is, before I do that, as a bear, can I try to, can we drag like these 2 guys.
I'll
and
start dragging them. You worry about her. I'll drag them.
Okay, yeah, let's drag them back over to the alley because we have 3 outfits now, so we should put them on.
Yep.
And then yeah, I will just turn back into myself and
Thank you for saving my life.
try to heal my friend. Let's see, which one do we want to do? I think healing word is the stronger one.
Cure wounds is the stronger,
No,
but
Cure
healing
Wounds
word
is stronger. Okay. Let's do cure wounds.
Okay. It's 1d8 plus your spell casting.
Okay.
Oh, you can also cast it at a higher level, right? If you wanted to.
I think so.
So Cure Wounds, if you cast it using a spell slot of 2nd level or higher, it increases by 1d8 per level you add over level 1.
Okay.
So it'd be 2d8 plus your wisdom
Let's
modifier.
do that.
Okay.
So 2d8 plus 3. Okay.
Nice.
You're alive.
I am. Thank you.
So I think as we finish out today's session, the 3 of you strip the knights of their armor and leave them trussed up back in the alleyway as the riot in the center of town continues, and put the armor on yourselves in order to effect your retreat into the castle so that you can go have an audience with King Astafon and maybe assassinate him. And that's where we will pick up next episode. So
Everything went smoothly.
Exactly according to plan. That was the plan the whole time.
Totally
Yep.
smooth. Like a baby's bottom.
all right, Jesse, I'm going to throw it back to you and let you take it away.
Yo, thank you all for watching and coming today to come with us on this adventure. I was going to say enjoy, but more like mockingly laugh at us as we fail numerous times. I guess that's enjoying. Anyway, let's go around this screen here and find out what people are up to. We're going to go to, is it still Brit?
It is.
What?
It's still me, Britt Wiseman. Thanks for watching, guys. This is really fun. I love turning into animals and doing other things like that. Next week, I will be in Berlin, so I'm going to try to join the stream. It shouldn't be a problem, but if there is, Eric will be filling in for me. And then the week after that, I'm in Switzerland on a independent vacation. So I will definitely not be here for that one because I'll be in a village where there's probably no good internet at all. So yeah, I hope I see you guys next week. And if you're going to be at TwitchCon Europe, I'll see you there because I'll be there.
As Brit.
Yeah.
Steven, what are you up to, dear friend?
Oh, man. Just hanging out, having a lot of fun playing some D&D. Running my offline game of Numenera this weekend, so I'm super excited to dive back into that. And yeah, I'm going to shill a product that I have no relationship to, and this is not a hashtag ad, but I grabbed the The Return of the Lazy Dungeon Master, which is a book by Sly Flourish, Mike Shea. And it's just a super helpful book for prepping for games. So like, I'm really excited to use the steps that he's outlined for prepping Numenera. And if you're into running games, you should definitely check it out. It's really cool.
Was Numenera where I first betrayed someone so
Yeah.
badly that to this day they don't trust me as a human being?
Numenera is where you and I met, Jesse.
That was our first game together. It was great. And I betrayed everyone in the end. It was so fun.
It was fantastic.
Yeah.
I think you ultimately got left on a satellite above the earth.
Yeah, I tried to end the world and got left on a satellite. But to this day, Maggie does not trust me and will never trust me. And in every game is like, he's the villain. I'm like, what? Yeah, so...
You know, to this day, Maggie reminds me that I killed her knight in a single blow from a griffin that they found in the forest. So, you know, that girl, she holds a grudge.
Yeah. Trust issues. I don't get it. Bronze, what's going on with you this week?
Hi, hello, I'm that bronze girl. Usual stuff. I've got my morning streams on deck. I think I'm gonna be diving into Knights of the Old Republic 2 very soon here. I'm planning on starting that this week. And other than that, normal stuff. And working on my podcast. I'm starting a D&D podcast called The Real Housewives of Ravnica. So yeah, I'm very excited about it. That's me.
Hey, Jeff. What are you doing this week, buddy?
Oh, Jesse.
Welcome to the
sun.
Sunfall Cycle.
It's so good of you to ask me.
I'm gonna have that voice stuck in my head forever now. Let's see. This weekend I'm back in Burbank commentating some WCS StarCraft action, and then the following week I'm home all week streaming. Before I head off to San Diego for a Warhammer 40,000 tournament. So just keeping busy with that stuff. My stream in Control TV is just generally StarCraft, XCOM, and then some Warhammer tabletop gaming night hangout stuff. I also do a fun show with Miss Bronze Girl here. We just did an episode on the gym and physical well fitness, but we've done episodes on flirting, business as a streamer, all that kind of stuff. It's I just tweeted it out. You laughing because I said flirting? Jesse?
No, I'm laughing because if it's any good as the flirting we saw today, it's probably a shit show of an episode. So I can't wait to watch.
What's funny
I'm
about
the
it?
best at flirting.
Jeff in host mode is actually typically very serious, so there has not been a. I got to sneak in like 3 of my dick jokes, but other than that, it's pretty straight faced. Good talks.
Cool.
For the most part.
Yeah, it's nice every once in a while to just give people truth and just be like, "Yo, let's have a conversation," and not make like wieners, 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 wieners. So, yeah,
You gotta mix it up.
That's my day to day. It's just so many wieners everywhere that
yeah.
I try to.
You get tired of them after a
through
while.
the cacophony of wieners every once in a while. You know what
That's
I'm
true.
saying?
That's true. Yeah, you're like the maestro of wieners, they call you.
They're just clambering about. It's like
Mhm.
enough already.
Yep.
Fuck the patriarchy. It's just the words that I live by, basically. So that's it.
All right. Well, for me, I'll simply say go watch my new show that we did for a goof on April 1st. It's amazing, and you should all check it out. It's 6 of the best episodes that ever existed. Go.
You want me to masturbate?
Go watch it. No, that is the best VO. No, like that's just it's hilarious. The whole thing's just as funny. Everyone who's watched it thinks it's amazing, and we've been approached by some very dirty places that are like, "Hey, can we host that here?" I'm like, maybe. So that's all I'll say about that. Let's not dirty this show. Anyway,
PG-16 show.
thank you so much for watching, and we'll be back next week with another episode. You're all amazing. This cast is hilarious, and they crack me up, and I will see y'all next time. Bye, everybody.
You know, where's the payoff? Bring the strippers and booze! We do occasionally talk about video games. Bring the strippers and booze! Out of time for video games. Bring the strippers and booze!
Oh, thank God, I don't need pants now.
Hey, JC, what are you doing? Not much. Making a fortune.
It's a promotional broadcast.
Yeah, now sing the music.
It's a promotional broadcast.
Bring the strippers and booze!
It's a promotional broadcast.
I'm here to ask and answer one simple question.
It's a promotional broadcast.
You